Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Bluebird Magic, or welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this time with me, guys. And I hope that you will get something positive out of this reading. I hope you'll enjoy it. Hope it will sprinkle a little bit of magic into your day or something. Something entertaining, something relaxing, something that you enjoy. So, okay, anyway. First of all, thank you as always to all of my beautiful subscribers. Thank you so much for all of your love and support, guys. It truly, truly means a lot to me, and I just really love doing these readings for you. It's always an honor to read for you guys, and I love connecting with you guys in the readings and in the comments. It's just, I really appreciate you being here, and thank you for being on this little adventure with me. And yeah, thank you so much for everything you've contributed to me and to the channel, for all of the ways that you have supported, the likes, the comments, the shares, the subscribing, and now apparently there's hyping. I'm not actually 100% sure what that is or like how it affects the video yet, because I should probably look into that so I know what that is. But thank you to those of you. I'm sure it helps. I know it helps the video. I'm not exactly sure how much or what it does exactly, but anyway, thank you to those of you who do that too. And yeah, thank you just for being part of this community and being here on the planet. And yeah, anyway. All right. So today we are exploring a more, probably a more straightforward subject. It is about what their career is, like what do they do for money, basically, what's their job. So I'm thinking that it will probably be a shorter reading, but I don't know. Sometimes my spirit guides come through, well, not just my guides, I mean your guides that come through my spirit guides. Anyway, sometimes the messages, there ends up being like extra messages thrown in, so I don't know what it's going to be exactly today, but there is going to be an energy check portion of the reading in the beginning. So if you like that, that is there for you. So I'll be describing your energy. I'll be describing like what's happening in your life right now. And so if that matches up with you, then you'll know you're in the right place. And then we might do some extra pistachio shell confirmations too, or some sort of charm confirmation in addition to that, possibly. So anyway, that's what we got. I will show you the crystals up close now. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. I don't think I did, but I usually do forget something. But all right, I'm going to just show you the crystals up close now, and I will see you in your reading. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the crystals up close now. For group 1, we have carnelian. This one is a new one to my collection. I don't know why, but it reminds me of a goldfish. I keep thinking of like well, I mean, it is kind of the color of a goldfish, but I keep thinking of those ones with the bubble heads. I don't know. I just keep calling it the goldfish carnelian. I got a couple different carnelians, but this one was a birthday gift to myself. My birthday was yesterday as I'm filming this. Oops. Has a little piece of fuzz on him. I think I'm gonna call him Bert. I don't know, Bert the goldfish. I don't know. Oh, that was a whistle pig. That's another name for a groundhog. It's like the funny name for a groundhog, but that was a groundhog that just whistled. Wonder what that was about. Wonder if that has something to do with your group. That's interesting. Anyway, okay. So put Bert the goldfish back. I don't know. I'm in a silly mood today. Okay. And then for group 2, we have this really, really pretty, in my opinion. It's so pretty. I love how it shines. And there it goes again. Groundhog again. Anyway, this is apophyllite. I just think it is absolutely stunning. I know you probably don't have to look at it for this long, but I just, look how it sparkles. I'm just mesmerized by it. I could look at this thing all day, I swear. It was also a birthday gift. I haven't gotten any new crystals in a very long time, so I kind of let myself splurge a little bit. I think it looked nicer the way it was before, but I can't. Hopefully that'll be good enough. Okay, and for group 3, we have this mystery crystal. I'm not actually sure what this one is. It is very shiny and mostly black, but it, like, this surface is black, but it has some bands of like brown and kind of silvery. It's kind of hard to see in this lighting, but it has some like almost kind of dark rusty colors in it. Kind of looks metallic right there too. I don't know, but I don't know what kind of crystal this is because I got it when I was very young and they didn't tell me what it was. I've been collecting crystals since I was like 9, maybe younger than that, but a very long time. This is one from my very old collection, so I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it was calling out to me today. And it really was lining up with this group for some reason. If anyone knows or has a good guess about what kind of crystal it is, I would love to hear that because you guys have been helpful before in helping me identify charms and stuff. So anyway, that would be cool if anyone wanted to give me their guess about that. And then for group 4, we have this really, really cool prophecy stone. So these are only found in Egypt. I can't remember the name of the desert now. I'm going to have to look it up, but apparently it's only found in a certain desert in Egypt. Okay, yeah, I looked it up. It says they're found in the White Desert in Egypt, near the Farafra Oasis. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It's Farafra. It says that a prophecy stone is a pseudomorph, meaning its mineral composition changed, but it kept the external shape of its original mineral. In this case, the iron sulfide in original pyrite or marcasite was replaced by iron, creating the current mineral forms of limonite, hematite, or goethite. I'm not sure if I'm saying all those correctly, but anyway, there you go, in case you were interested. I've never held one of these before until yesterday, and I am in love. This was definitely really, 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 really love that one. I think it is a type of hematite, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm going to have to look into that again. But it kind of feels like it has that like heavy, very heavy grounding feeling to it. Anyway, all right, so maybe some of you drawn to this group might have like a connection to Egypt, or your person might. I'm not sure, but that would be interesting. It doesn't have to be, but anyway. All right, so that is what I've got for you guys, and now I will leave you to your meditation, and then I will see you in your reading. Okay, and if you still need a minute to choose, you can pause the video and take as much time as you need, and I will see you in your reading. Hi, Group 1. Welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you will get something good out of this reading. I hope you will enjoy it. Okay, so we're going to take your little goldfish, carnelian. I don't know if you watched the crystals close up, but this one, it's a new crystal to me, and it just reminds me of one of those, like, are they called shabunkin, or I'm not sure what they're called, but the ones that have like the bubble heads, the big goldfishes that have like the bubbly heads. It reminds me of one of those goldfish for some reason, and I've named it Bert, so I don't know, guys. But anyway, I've just been in kind of a strange mood. This was one of my birthday gifts to myself yesterday. So anyway, We're gonna take your Bert the goldfish carnelian and move it over to the side. I don't know where he should go. Am I the only one seeing this? Does he not look like a Bert to you? I don't know. What does he look like to you guys? What do you think his name should be? Or her name? I don't know. What, do you have a different name for the crystal? I don't know. I feel like someone's like, we should name, I don't know. Maybe someone has some suggestions about the crystal's name. Anyway, all right, we're gonna move this over here. And just like that, he transforms back into a normal crystal. Just a usual carnelian. I don't know what I'm going on about. Okay, let's just get into the cards, guys. All right, so you guys, this is going to be an energy check portion of the reading, by the way. So this is just for me to help you guys have more confidence that you are in the right place. So if what I describe matches up to what's going on in your life right now, at least to some degree, it is a general reading. So some of the details I describe might not fit for all of you, but so long as most of what I say sounds like your situation, your life, what's going on with you at this time, then you will know that you're in the right place. So all right. And if it doesn't sound like you might want to choose a different group. Okay. So I'm just showing you the pretty cards because I love they are embossed. You can see they have like this design on them. And they have that gold foil that's really pretty. Anyway, this is the Fool. And the King of Wands. Ooh, shiny. I have way too much fun doing this sometimes. Anyway, King of Wands. I just saw 313. In case that means anything to you. Maybe it'll be some sort of sign or confirmation for you. Anyway, all right. So what I'm getting for you guys is you are on the brink. I heard on the brink of starting something new. Either you have already started something new or you're thinking about starting something new, just getting ready to start something new. It's like for some of you, you're just toying with the idea still, or you're just kind of still thinking. I'm hearing tweaking it. So for some of you, maybe this is like a project you have been working on and you're getting ready to put it out there, to release it to the world, or to show it. I heard show it off to someone, or present it somehow. Okay. And yeah, so for some of you, this is something you've already been working on, that you're thinking of like debuting or showing to other people, or finally putting it out there, something like that. And for others of you, you haven't started the project yet, or you haven't started the new venture, the new idea, the new thing yet, but you really want to, and you feel like you're just about there, like you're just getting ready to, I heard, cross the threshold, or finally, okay, I heard dipping your toe into it. So for some of you, you might not be quite ready to fully dive into whatever this is, but you're like, you're testing it out. You're like, yeah. But for others of you, I'm hearing you're ready to just really go for it, and I heard dive in deep. So, but whatever it is, you're definitely passionate about this new thing you want to do. This isn't just something new that you're starting, that you don't really care about that much. This is something like really exciting for you, is what I'm getting. This is something that speaks to you, or something that really interests you. I heard something you're proud of. So if this is a project you have been working on, I'm getting that it's something you're proud of. And you're excited. You really are excited about. I heard this new chapter. So for some of you, this really is like a brand new chapter. It's a big deal. What you could even be completely changing career paths, or Yeah, for some of you, this is a change of career. For others of you, this is like a side hustle, or this is just like a creative hobby, but it's something you've always wanted to do. I'm getting, for a lot of you, it's like, yeah, I'm getting a lot of you in this group are more mature because it's the king here. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you here are older in age, at least late 20s. What I was getting was I heard Scorpio return, actually, and I don't know what that means. I don't think I've heard of that before, but I just heard, maybe they were just trying to tell me some of you are Scorpio. I don't know what that means. Maybe you have significant Scorpio placements, but or that means something else. I'm not an astrologer, so I'm just channeling here what I was getting from my guides. I hear it in my head. I have clairs. So anyway, that's interesting. But I was getting Saturn return. Like most of you here have already gone through your Saturn return, or you're going through your first Saturn return now, which I think happens at like 28, doesn't it? Is that when it starts? 27 or 28? I can't remember. I'm going to have to look that up too. Okay, yeah. For most people, it begins between the ages of 27 and 30. Or it happens between the ages of 27 and 30. It happens when Saturn aligns with the position. It aligns in your chart with the position it was in when you were born. At least that's what I'm gathering from this, what I'm reading. I think I'm getting that right. So, yeah. While the return is when the planet is exactly aligned, the effects often start earlier in your late 20s and can last for a few years, with the most intense period around the exact conjunction. You can find your exact Saturn return by calculating your birth chart using an astrology tool. Maybe I'll link one of those in the description box so that you can look at your natal chart. And then, or I'll try to find a Saturn return calculator and try to link it in the description box so that you can find out if you're in that. Although if you're within that age, range, or if you are in your late 50s, or your late 80s, then you could be in a Saturn return. But I'm getting that you're at least of that age. If not, you're just very mature for your age and you've had a lot of success in your career, even though you're younger. But I am getting a lot of you are older than that in this group, because I'm getting that you're established in your career, or at least you feel mature. You feel like you've got, yeah, you definitely have had some success in your life. Or at least you are older. It might be one or the other. It's like you're either past your first Saturn return in age, or you've had a lot of success in your career. I am getting a lot of you are very creative. So I do think this is like a creative venture for a lot of you. I think if it is like starting your own business, it has something to do with art or your own creations in some way. Maybe some of you are even starting a YouTube channel. I was getting kind of a scenario. Again, this is just an example, but for some of you, I'm getting sort of a story where like maybe you were a successful doctor, but you now want to start a YouTube channel to display your pottery or something, or something creative like that, or your painting, I'm getting something like that. So yeah, I do feel like a lot of you are established in a career, but you're, so I do think this is career for a lot of you. Or again, it's something you could make money off of at least, even if it's not like your main career, even if you don't want to leave your main job to start this new thing. I still feel like this new thing probably is something that you might make money off of for a lot of you here. Maybe not all of you, but yeah. Okay, so if that sounds like you, if this sounds like your story or situation, stuff that's going on in your life right now, then this is your group. And now we are going to get started. with finding out what your future spouse's career is. So, or, you know, whoever you asked about, your life partner, your future, you know, your forever person, your future spouse, your life partner, your future fiance, whatever, whoever you asked about. We will be looking into that now. The readings are going to pertain to whoever you set your intentions to hear from, or whoever your spirit guides wanted you to hear about, like whoever they guided you to hear about. So that's usually how this happens, why you're drawn to certain readings. It's either because, you know, it's usually because you were guided here for some reason. So anyway, oops, that was loud. Sorry about that. You know what? Yeah, I actually feel like that was intentional. Hang on. Oh God, I'm gonna have to cut that out. That was horrible. That was horrible. That even upset me. Okay. Okay, hang on. Oh, okay. That's a little better. I feel better now. I don't know what that was. I just kind of felt like all of a sudden there was like this energy, and I just felt like it needed some cleansing. So, all right. So let's find out, guys. What do they do for money? So I'm not sure if this is going to be like, if we're going to get all like just main jobs, or if side hustles and things like that might come out too. Maybe we'll get a mixture of all of it. We'll see. We'll see what we get. I'm hearing the song Into You by Ariana Grande, so I'm not sure if that means anything to anybody. Maybe that's a sign or confirmation. Maybe that video is somewhere around this video, or you just listen to it, or it's on the radio or something like that. Be a sign or confirmation for you. Or it's one of, oh, I just saw 1222. Okay. Interesting. Sorry about my handwriting on these, guys. I was doing this in a hurry, and it's not my prettiest work, but at least you can see it. Bar, tavern, pub. Okay, so I just saw 1243. Okay, so they might work at a bar or a tavern or a pub. Either they wait tables, or maybe they're a bartender, or they could be like a I heard, yeah, they could be like bussing tables, or they could own one. They could own one of these businesses as well. So, or manage. See if we get anything else. But yeah, in some way, work at this location, manage it or own it. I heard own stocks for one of these places. I don't know what that, like maybe I heard board of trustees do, I don't know much about this stuff, guys. Do like bars? Would bars have a board of trustees? I don't know. Well, I guess if it's like a chain of restaurants or something, I don't know. Like, would that be a thing? I don't know how those are. I don't know how that goes, but it's something like that I heard. So that might be for someone. Or maybe they're on some sort of board of trustees in some other company that's not one of these things. I heard stockbroker, so for some of you, maybe they do that or something to do with stocks. Heard bonds too. Oh, whoops. Okay. I bumped the camera. Sorry, guys. All right. So, oh, interesting. Okay. So we have, won't focus. We have court, police station. Again, this is so messy. But court, police station at an accident or some incident involving the law somehow. Okay. So when I made these, I didn't actually think I was going to end up putting them on camera. I just thought, like, I thought maybe, but then I'm like, maybe I'll just like use them for myself for fun. And anyway, and they just never got beautified. I mean, that's what happens with a lot of my cards, I'll be honest. But anyway, all right. So, okay. I made these for like, where will you meet them sort of readings. So that's why, that was their original use. But all right, so they could be like a lawyer because we've got court here, or a police station. So they could be like a detective. They could be police. They could be a lawyer. They could be a judge. They could be like a legal aid or a legal assistant or paralegal or something like that. I heard stenographer. Is that the right word? Am I getting that right? I think maybe. I'm not sure, but I also heard reporter. Some of them could be reporters, but something to do with the legal system or the police. Yeah. Or I heard guard too. So for some of them, they could be that in that, or like a bodyguard. Yeah, they might somehow be in. Yeah, security was coming through. They're somehow involved in security. I heard surveillance too, so that could be for some of them. Also, some of them do some sort of like computer work for the police, or they work with the police, but they're not exactly like employed by the police, if that makes sense. Like they consult on cases, or they somehow work with the courts, or they work with the police. Okay, I'm getting something about forensics, like for instance, someone who does forensics, or like a coroner. So they might work with the police, or they might, work on cases and stuff, but they're not technically like a police officer. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm getting maybe they do something like that. Or something about a morgue. So for some of you, they might actually do that. They work at a morgue. For some of you. I don't feel like that's a lot of you here. I don't think that's the most common job. So, that's probably for just like a few of you here. But for the rest of you, it's one of the other ones I mentioned. Or it could, I was something about anthropology. Or like a psychologist maybe that works with the police to help them with cases, or someone that, something like that. But it's definitely, all right. So those are the possibilities we've got so far: working at a bar, tavern, pub, or working in one of those careers that I mentioned connected to court or police. Okay. And you know what? And I also forgot to mention that they could be like a firefighter or something too. They could be a first responder. They could be a firefighter or an EMT, something like that. Okay, this says concert/recital. So for some of them, they're musicians, or they work at like a music hall, or they work at a place where they have concerts frequently, or dance recitals, some sort of performances though, like dance and or music. Okay. And I will get one last one. Are there any other, well, I'm not sure if they'll want to give me any more. This might be it, but are there any other potentials for group 1 for where their person works? Oops. Or, you know, what their job is? Okay. We also have airport on a plane. So for others of you, they work at an airport in some sort of, yeah, they could be a pilot, or they could do any number of other jobs at the airport. They could work in a shop at an airport, or they could be like a flight attendant, or they could be any number of jobs that has something to do with a plane. So, I heard travel agency too, so they could do something like that, or customer. I heard something about customer support, or helping people book tickets, though, was coming through specifically, but again, it could be anything having to do with an airport or flights. So, okay, I think that's what we're probably gonna have for this group. Anything else? Just checking, but I think this is probably gonna be it. And then we'll just get a few extra confirmations. Anything else? Oh, okay. Never mind. I guess there were a couple more. Okay, we have child care / pet care. So they might work with children or pets. I was getting a preschool teacher, or, you know, like a elementary school teacher, or I know this doesn't, we don't have a school card that came out. So maybe they're not a teacher, but maybe they work at like a daycare or something like that, or they're a nanny, or something like that, or they work at like a doggy daycare, like a pet daycare, or they could even be like a veterinarian or a vet tech, something like that. Babysitter. And I just saw 2222. Again, some of these could be like additional jobs. Like they might have more than one job. So they might do like some babysitting or pet sitting. Or I also heard house sitting, as well as having one of these other jobs that we talked about. Oh, wait, hang on. That's what I'm doing. I'm grabbing this card that also fell out. Okay. And we have worship / spiritual activity. So they might do something. They might work at a church, or they might even be like a minister, or they might, I heard outreach, or they're like a spiritual teacher for some of you, or they could be, I heard an ashram, something about an ashram, or teaching meditation maybe to people, or being some sort of spiritual guide, or teacher, or healer, also possibly like like a spiritual, like an energy healer. That's something coming through too. But yeah, I'm not getting that as strongly. I'm more getting something about, they could be a tarot reader too. It could also be that they have like a channel, like for instance, like a YouTube channel that does like prophetic word things, or, reads Bible verses, or I don't know, but does something to do with spirituality or religion, something like that. or they could even be like an inspirational speaker or something, but they somehow do something with spirituality, or at least that's one of the possibilities here. Again, these are like all possibilities. So it could be any of these, or a combination of these. So yeah. But anyway, all right. So that is what I've got for you, group 1. We're going to just get a couple more confirmations here, but oops. But I'm sure the energy check was probably enough for you to get an idea that this was your group. But these have letters and numbers and places and some other things in there. These are pistachio shells that I turned into charms by writing on them, but you know what? I'm just going to use my hands. What was the one that fell? Here. Gemini. Okay, so we got Gemini here. We have music. Oh my gosh, yeah, we had something about a musician or something to do with working at a place where music is performed. They could be like a music teacher too. Maybe they're a music teacher for children. That's possible. That would be very specific, but could be anything to do with music here. All right, written messages, or no, just written message. So this could be a clue for some of you that maybe you've already communicated with this person in writing. So that won't be for everyone, because this is a general reading. This is a collective, this is a group reading for a group of people. So not every single detail will be for everybody here, but that's a confirmation for someone. Letter U. Whoops. Heard Yumi. Or Umi. Stop. Flip back over. Why are you doing this to me? There we go. All right. And we have thank you. Okay, so it's possible that this person wrote to you to thank you for something, or they've said thank you for something, or they at least feel gratitude towards you for something, or you do for them. Okay, or you both feel gratitude for each other. Okay, we have past life, so you might have known this person in a past life. Maybe you even feel a past life connection to them, or they feel that way towards you, or you both do. We have gift. Maybe this person has given you a gift, or you gave this person a gift, or they're going to give you a gift. They're planning to give you a gift. This one says Pisces. Oops. No, stop it. Okay. 3. I just heard Tigger in my head. I was hearing like, yeah, I don't know. I was just hearing Tigger's laugh from Winnie the Pooh. And also that owl from the Tootsie Pop commercials. Like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Yeah, I guess because the commercial was like 1, 2, and then he like bit the entire thing, and so he's like 3. It takes 3. I don't know. I don't know why that's what popped into my head, but I know it's a synchronicity for someone. Letter Z, if you want to tell me about it. I always love hearing about your signs and synchronicities and your stories and stuff. I really, really love reading them. They really make my day. Okay. So not only does it help the channel, but I genuinely really enjoy reading them, and I try to get back to you guys whenever I can. When I can write back, I do, but otherwise I at least will try to heart everybody's comment. Okay, we have pet. you know, all the nice comments. At least I do my best to try to do that. So, all right, that says pet. So again, we've got something about pet care coming through. So yeah, definitely for some of you, or like they walk dogs, maybe they're like a dog walker or a groomer, something like that. Okay, we have the letter G. They might have even like specifically pet, maybe you even know this person because they help take care of your pet or something. That's a possibility for some of you, or maybe that's how you'll meet them, or maybe you work with them and you both do something like that. I don't know if that's possible. Okay, we have crystal. So, I guess maybe some of your name could be crystal. That would definitely be a big confirmation for you. But otherwise, there's something to do. Maybe they even sell crystals, because we do have like spiritual activity here. Maybe some of them work at like a spiritual shop or something, although the shop card didn't come out, so maybe not, but it could be something to do. But I don't know that there's, or maybe they just use a lot of crystals, or they really like crystals. They really like crystals a lot and they have a lot of them, maybe. Or you do. But I'm getting this is more like about them, or maybe the gift they're thinking of giving you might be a crystal or something. Oh, no, I'm not feeling that as strongly though. So that might not be it. Either that, or maybe I'm not supposed to tell you. I don't know, but or the name crystal could be in the name of their workplace, maybe. That's possible. I heard Crystal Cove specifically, so I don't know, or maybe it's like on Crystal Street or something like that, or I don't know, but something with crystal for someone here. Okay, and then number 4. Okay, so we have 3, 4 here, so some of you could be 34 or 43, either you or this person. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's what I've got for you, group 1. I almost called you group 4. I don't know why. Okay, we're pretty far away from group 4. So anyway, thank you, group 1. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you guys again sometime soon for another reading. And I am sending you guys all lots of love. Take care. Bye. Hi, group 2. Welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you will get something good out of this reading, or at least find it interesting, or, you know, satiate your curiosity in some way, or be relaxing. I don't know, but whatever you're here for, I hope you enjoy it. So, all right, we're going to take your beautiful apophyllite crystal. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at it shine. I just love this thing so much. It's new to me. Sorry, I can't stop staring at it. Okay, so we'll just put it over here for the moment, or maybe it would like to be over by the other apophyllite. Oh, that does feel nice. This is actually an apophyllite cluster. Like this entire thing is apophyllite. Or I keep saying, for the longest time I thought it was apophyllite, and then I found out it's apophyllite. So, okay, anyway, this is going to be an energy check portion of the reading. So I'm going to describe you, what's going on in your life right now. And if it sounds like you, then you'll know you're in the right spot. If none of what I'm saying sounds like you or resonates at all, then that is your indication that you might want to choose a different group, because, you know, that's kind of the purpose of this, is to make sure they match, so that you'll know that you have arrived in the place that should resonate with you, so that it's matching up with your energy. So, all right. Anyway, we have I mean, you know, even if this doesn't match you, you're free to watch whatever you want to. Obviously, you have free will, but that is my recommendation because that's kind of what this is for. So, anyway, but you can do what you want. And all right. Anyway, 3 of Cups here. I'm going to show you I really love how these cards have this like pretty texture. They're embossed and they also have the gold foil on them. I just think they're really nice. Anyway, I don't use this deck very often. I think I've only used it maybe like once or twice, but it is very pretty. All right, anyway, we've got 3 of Cups. So what I'm getting from this, you guys are just feeling very good. That's what I'm getting from this. You're like celebrating something. This is celebration. Because we're not asking what's going on in a connection. Sometimes when in love readings, we're asking what's going on in a connection. If we see the 3 of Cups, it can be not the most welcome card because a lot of times it's read as a third party sort of energy, but that's not what we're reading for here. So for this situation, in this context, this is a very good card. This is a very celebratory, happy, things are going well card. This could be you going out with friends. Maybe you just went out with some friends. I heard that you haven't seen in a while, or even if you have, I'm getting you've been meeting up with friends, going out with friends, having a nice time. Either you just did that recently, or maybe you've been doing that frequently recently. Some of you might even be partying or something like that, but it doesn't have to be that, or you like went to a birthday party. Or I heard a baby shower or like a wedding shower, something like that, like a bridal shower or something like that. For some of you, this is a group reading. So, you know, it's for a group of people. So most likely not every single detail that I mentioned will be for every person here. But as long as a lot, you know, a good portion of what I say sounds like you, then you'll know, you'll have more confidence. You'll know you're in the right place. So anyway, yeah, but there's definitely a social energy here. Socializing and enjoying meeting up with people, going for drinks, or again, like a party, or it could even be a wedding. Like maybe you just recently went to a wedding, not just a bridal shower, but an actual wedding. I heard baby pictures for some reason. So maybe some of you recently, if you have a baby, maybe you took your baby to get their pictures taken, or you just took a bunch of really cute pictures of your baby. Or even if they're not a baby, maybe they're a little bit older, but they're still young. Maybe you took some really cute pictures of your kids. Maybe you're a photographer, or you took them to a photographer or something like that. Again, that's a more specific message, so that definitely won't be for everybody here. Also, I'm getting maybe you've been taking some pictures of yourself that you were really happy with. Like maybe you were taking selfies and you got some that you actually were really happy with and you were feeling good about it. And but yeah, I'm getting like maybe you were really happy with the pictures you took. Or maybe maybe you actually had professional photos done or something and you just saw the pictures and you were really happy with them. Or you had a really fun time getting your picture taken, something like that. I'm also getting something about painting, like maybe you actually posed for a painting, like maybe you were a model for someone, like an artist. Or maybe you are a model. That's a possibility too. Like maybe some of you actually are models. Or yeah, maybe some of you are actually celebrating because you got some sort of, I heard brand deal. So that could be for some of you, or like maybe you were celebrating because some really good news came for you. It doesn't have to be that good. It doesn't have to be that specific thing, but maybe you just got some good news about something, or you're just about to get some really good news about something you were hoping would happen. Or yeah, like someone told you got the job, or you got a raise is something else I heard, or you got the position, you got the promotion, you got accepted to the program, to the school that you wanted to, something like that. But I am getting, for a lot of you, there is some sort of major celebration happening for you, something that's really making you feel very good. Or maybe you got like a really good grade on a test, or like an exam or something. That's possible. But yeah. Okay, so if that sounds like your energy, if that sounds like what's been going on for you, then you are in the right place. And there's also something, sorry, again, this is pretty much the same thing, but it's very specific, but just more of a specific example. Maybe you go out to, maybe you go out to dinner, or you go out for drinks with people you work with a lot. So again, that's just like a specific thing. All right, so now that you know that you're in the right place, or that maybe you should check, or maybe you feel like you're not, so you might want to check a different group. Although I will say, if you're here, there probably is a reason that you're here. So I would always listen to your own intuition first. But if it really doesn't sound like your situation, or it's just really, it just doesn't feel right, then I would recommend checking out a different group. And okay, could be too that maybe you're going to be celebrating soon. Maybe you're not yet, but maybe this is like very near future energy. That's also a possibility. Maybe you're just here a little too early, and maybe you actually will be celebrating something very soon. So that's also a possibility. Or like socializing more like this, going to one of these events soon. Oops. Sorry. Bumping the camera. All right, so we're going to find out what your future spouse, your future life partner, whoever you asked about, whatever terms you want to give to your future partner, whoever they will be to you. I mean, I do not know what that was out there. Kind of sounded like a trash can. Maybe for some of you, they are in waste management, like or recycling or something. That could be for some of you, because I just heard that. So, all right, let's see what they do for money. Okay, so these could be like main jobs, or side hustles could come out, anything like that. Okay, we have these cards are terrible the way I wrote them. They're just so, I was in a rush, and I just really, when I wrote them, I didn't think I was going to use them for any readings, and so I just really didn't care, and I was just like scribbling them down, because I didn't channel them beforehand and then like make the cards. I was literally just writing them down as they popped into my head. And so anyway, but at least you can read them though, hopefully. So it says healthcare location. So they work in healthcare for a lot of you. They can work in, okay, for some of you, they specifically work in home healthcare, but doesn't have to be that specific one. But for a lot of you, they work in healthcare. They could be like a doctor or a nurse, or a nurse practitioner, I heard specifically, or a physical therapist, or I even heard psychiatrist or pediatrician. I specifically heard, or a dentist or orthodontist or optometrist, or any sort of thing that has to do with caring for health, or like even a med spa, I heard, or acupuncture was another thing I heard. Like a chiropractor, or something to do with acupressure, or I'm even hearing light therapy for some reason, something specific about that, or cosmetic procedures, like a plastic surgeon or something like that. that would fit under the umbrella of doctor, but I just heard that. Or rheumatologist, I heard specifically too, or something to do with radiology, like but any sort of healthcare thing. It could even be that they're like a medical assistant or something like that. Okay. Salon / spa / barber / nail care place / massage therapy place. Okay. So for others of you, they might work at one of these locations. So somewhere where they cut hair, or some sort of salon, or basically anywhere. I think this one's actually pretty self-explanatory. I mentioned physical therapy. Maybe they are like a physical therapist, and they also, like, part of their, maybe they're like a massage therapist, and they do something else with healthcare as well. Or I heard osteopath specifically, so that could be for some of you. Or something about sports injuries is coming through too. All right, we've got store / shop / market. Okay, so they could work at some sort of store. And again, these could, it's possible that for some of you, your person might work more than one job. So, they might work at like a store and also work as one of these other jobs too. So that's possible. But yeah, so again, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. It could be like a grocery store or any sort of store at, I really don't think I can add many details to that. I think that's that pretty much says it. All right. They could also it could be that they work. Okay, yeah, I'm also getting they could work at the shop or a store, or they could own it. That's also possible. And the same goes for all of these other things too. They could actually own a healthcare location, or like be part owner or something like that, or they own a barbershop or own a salon, something like that. So it's possible that they either have a position where they work at one of these locations, or they own it or manage it or something like that. Okay. I heard liaison or advocate, like patient's advocate. So that could be for some of you specifically. Oh, wow, that one really flipped out of there. Okay, bus / train / subway. So they might work at a train station, or like a subway station, a bus station, or they could drive a bus, or, but, they do something with one of these forms of transportation. It could also be that they work at like the restaurant subway, possibly for some of you. So just take what resonates, or you might not know if you don't know this person yet, but if you do know them, then this would maybe be a confirmation for you. They might work at like a shop at a train station or something like that. Okay, we have worship / spiritual activity. So for some of them, they could be some sort of spiritual teacher or healer, or okay, so maybe they do like multiple forms of healing. That's possible. Like they could be just as an example, they could be someone who does like acupuncture, and they also do Reiki, or they are a chiropractor that also does Reiki. I don't know if that would go together, but I'm just saying like maybe they do more than one form. They use more than one type of healing modality, something like that. Or they might, I don't know, do something with religion or spirituality somehow though. Maybe they even work for a nonprofit or that does something to do with community outreach or like a food bank. Something about a food bank is coming through or something like that. Oops, I bumped it again. Sorry, guys. Or something like that. Or they could like lead meditations or be a meditation teacher or a yoga teacher, something like that. That won't be for everybody, but I am getting something about that. I mean, some of them, they could actually be like a minister or something. Or specifically work at like a store or a shop that sells a lot of, like a magic shop or a shop that sells a lot of crystals or other sort of spiritual stuff. It's possible. Okay. Ooh, and we have museum / art gallery / exhibit of some sort. All right, so for some of them, they might work at an art gallery or a museum, something like that. They might restore artwork. For some of you, they might restore artwork. Ooh, that's so cool. Or this person might do something else with art. They might be an artist of some sort. Like maybe they're a painter or, any type of artist. Or they're a photographer. Or like a clothing design is actually coming up too. They could do something with that. There's some sort of designer or sculptor but some sort of art form. Stonemasonry was another thing coming up specifically, like they carve things out of stone. Or they do pottery, or there's something though. I'm seeing someone working with their hands and like sculpting something or carving something, constructing something with their hands. They could even do something like carpentry or some sort of woodworking. Or they, if it's like a natural history museum or something like that, they handle the artifacts or something like that. Or they could specifically work at a gift shop inside of a museum or an art gallery, something like that. I'm seeing somebody x-raying a mummy or like putting it in a CT scan, something like that. So maybe, because it's interesting, we have healthcare location and then we have like the museum, and I was seeing that thing. So maybe for some of them, they've actually worked with a museum where they actually scanned. They actually did that. This is highly specific, so this will be for, probably only one or few of you here. But maybe they actually did a scan on a mummy when they worked for a healthcare location, something like that. But that's really interesting. And again, they could work more than one of these jobs too. It's possible. Okay, and we also have child care / pet care. This one came out in the last group too. Okay, so they could work as like a nanny or work at a daycare or work at like a pet grooming place or a pet daycare, something like that. They could be a dog walker. They could be a pet sitter. They could do babysitting as like a side thing. Sometimes like maybe that's not their main job, but or something else where they work with children or pets. Could even be like they're a trainer for pets, like a dog trainer or something like that. But just take what resonates, you know. Again, not every single one of these will be for everybody here, so clearly. All right, but that is what I've got for you guys. I think we got more cards than we did in the last group. I think this is it, though. And then I will just do a few extra confirmations for you if you would like that. Okay, for some of you, we have phone call / text / letter / email / comment / DM. Okay, so for some of you, they do something where they write a lot of emails, or they might be like a, I heard moderator, so they could do that online maybe, where they're handling like comments on social media, something like that. Or they work in like customer service. They might work for a call center, or maybe they work from home and they do something along those lines. Could also be like a virtual personal assistant is specifically coming through, like they or I don't know if that's the right word for it, but they're like a personal assistant, but they work remotely. They could also be a writer. They could be any type of writer, whether they write novels or articles, or I even heard a journalist. So for some of you, they could even be like a journalist, or a reporter, something like that. They could, I heard copy editor, or they could edit things. They could be an editor of some sort. They could be a social media manager. I mentioned something about, being a moderator, but they could like manage other people's social media accounts or do something like that. Or they could be any other type of assistant, like at an office. They could be like a secretary, or someone who takes phone calls and replies to emails and does things like that. But yeah, somehow some of them might do something with social media, possibly. The online card didn't come out, so maybe not, but okay, we have volunteering / humanitarian work. So for some of them, did I mention they could work for a nonprofit? I don't remember, but maybe some of them do. I specifically heard Habitat for Humanity. Oh my gosh, it did come out, online / internet. Okay. I heard Habitat for Humanity, but maybe they could work for that organization specifically, or something like that, where they do help build people's homes or fix people's homes or something like that. Again, that's very specific, but that could be for someone. And yeah, we do have online. So for some of them, they do work online. They might do something, with social media. They might have their own like YouTube channel or something like that. They could be content creators for some of them. Or again, they could like moderate or help manage other people's social media channels, something like that. As a very specific example, they might work for a nonprofit, helping them to manage their social media presence, or I'm getting that could also be something that they just volunteer to do. Like they could have a career where they're a moderator, or they manage other people's social media accounts or do something with social media. But then, as part of their volunteer work, they help nonprofits with their social media for free, or I'm getting something about like a humane society or something, or like an animal shelter that doesn't have a very good website, or, would like to get the word out about pets that need adopted. They might volunteer to help that organization with their social media so that they have a better chance at getting pets adopted. Or again, that's just a very specific example, but that could be for someone. Okay, and on the bottom of the deck, we have restaurant / cafe / coffee shop. So that is also a possibility, but I think that's all we've got now. As a final thing, I'm also getting they could do literally any sort of job online. So if none of the rest of these more specific things resonated, any sort of job online this person could do is what I'm getting. So I know that could be like a lot of different jobs, but that's just what I was getting. Since the online card came out, the internet, I just feel like that is kind of a broad, they could do any job on the internet, basically. I'm also getting computers, because I don't have a specific card that has anything to do with like technology or computers, because these are location cards. So I'm getting, with the online internet, I'm getting they could do anything to do with like I heard research too, although I didn't really get anything else. Well, we do have the healthcare location, so maybe they're like a scientist and they do some sort of research. Or there's some sort of like, I heard engineer too, or programmer, or they do coding, or they do something to do with computers, which again, I know that could be like a lot of different careers, a lot of different jobs, but yeah, that's what I'm getting. All right, so those are all the possibilities there, and we'll just get a few extra little charms here. These are pistachio shells. I made them. I just wrote stuff on them, and I've been having a lot of fun with them. What was that? It kind of sounded like a bus. It kind of sounded like brakes, which is funny because we do have bus here. So feeling this one, and I'll get a few more in a second. But oh my gosh, we have travel / trip. So wow, for some of you, they are like a bus driver and they do go. Maybe they make really, or again, like train, where they make long trips. So for some of them, it could be like they're on trains where they make long distance trips, not just like small trips, like maybe like a cross the country sort of, like Amtrak. I heard Amtrak. For some of you, that again, that's very specific, but yeah, okay. And then this says crush. So for some of you, this is a person you have a crush on right now, or they already have a crush on you, or the crush might be mutual. Maybe you both have a crush on each other. Anything else we want to get here? Okay. Healing and growth. So again, this person could definitely do something to do with healing. That's coming out again. It's confirmed again. Passed on loved one. Okay, some of these people, okay, some of them could be mediums. I just heard that they could be a medium, or it could be that they help. I heard hospice. For some of them, they could specifically be in hospice, or they have a family member that is in hospice, something like that, or that has, I don't know, but there's something about, for some of you, this actually came out in the first group too. I think they could work at a morgue. That's possible. Or like a, I heard mortuary though. They could work. Oh my gosh. Okay. For some of you there, because we have like salon here or like some sort, and we have healthcare location and okay, I know this is like a roundabout, strange way to get to this, but I don't have a card for like morgue or anything like that here. So for some of you, it's like that. It's a morgue, but others of you, it's a, and again, this is very specific. So this definitely won't be for most people here. So if this kind of is strange to you, don't worry about it. Then that this probably isn't for you then. It would be one of the other places. But I'm getting like a funeral home. They might work for a funeral home because I don't have a card for that. They could actually, they do something out of, for some of you, again, they do something at a funeral home or something. Specifically, they might do the makeup or something for the, you know, for the deceased. You know, like if they will be on display at like calling hours or at their funeral, you know, if there's like an open casket, they might do makeup. They might be a makeup artist for them. Yeah. Yeah, I am getting that is the case for someone here. Well, that's really interesting. Okay. You know, I know some people might think that's strange, but that's actually very, you know, very important work. And that, I think that's really special when someone can do a job like that, because not everyone could do that. And, you know, it really means a lot to the families, you know, who've lost someone, to have them look, you know, because that's not easy. That's not always, sometimes especially can be really challenging, I'm sure. And, you know, I've lost people, and in one situation, I won't go too much into detail, but, you know, there was a situation where there was a lot of damage, and there had been a crime committed, and her family was worried about like how she was going to look for the funeral. But it was one of those situations where she was lost suddenly to a crime. And so it having the open, you know, being able to see her was kind of like closure for people who weren't expecting her to pass away. So it was kind of important for people to be able to see her if they were able to make her look presentable. And the person who did her hair and makeup, I don't know how they worked that magic, but they did such a good job, and she looked so good. And I just remember that really meant a lot to her family. And so when someone can do this work, that is a special thing, you know, and it that's meaningful work. So I just wanted to mention that, because I kind of felt like maybe some people might be, I don't know why, but I was just getting some people might be like, oh, that's weird, or like judging that. And I'm like, well, that's actually really, you know, that's meaningful work for a lot of people. So anyway, it really matters. We've got the letter H. You know, giving people's family members, their loved ones, dignity in their last time seeing them. That means a lot. That's important. So anyway, this says philanthropy. And they could be some other sort of makeup artist too. If it's not a makeup artist for the deceased, it could just be like a, you know, like a regular makeup artist for living people, you know. Thank you. Okay, so for some of you, this is like someone who has thanked you for something, or you thanked them for something. We do have crush here, so, maybe you guys have already talked. That won't be for everyone, but that's just like that could be for someone. Confirmation here. We have good news and or surprise. Oh, okay. So I don't know. For some of you, maybe someone who has a crush on you or someone you have a crush on is going to be reaching out to you. Like they're going to be surprising you, or they're going to be giving you a gift, but somehow some sort of surprise is coming to you. Or if it's not to do with a crush, then there's some other sort of good news or surprise coming your way. Oh yeah, in the beginning in your energy check, I mentioned that you guys have been like celebrating, and so there it is again. It's that good news. Yeah, I mentioned that. Okay, wow, that's cool, and it came out again. Okay, we have the number 1. And Libra. And the number 8. Does this say secret admirer? It does. We got secret admirer here, guys. Okay. You guys, some of you here definitely, this person is already your secret admirer. They have a crush on you. And you might also have a crush on them. But they definitely have a crush on you. That's what I'm getting for a lot of you here, at least. No guarantees because it is a group reading, but I'm getting that for a lot of you. It feels pretty strong because it's like come out twice. So yeah. Okay. We have magic / manifestation. So maybe they're into manifestation, or maybe you are, or both of you. And I'm getting that something about this might feel kind of magical, like how you guys meet or how they reach out to you, or some sort of surprise that's going to happen is going to feel magical. But I'm getting there's something magical about your meeting, or like your relationship. Something about your connection feels magical somehow. Okay, we've got, and I saw pumpkins for some reason, and Halloween. So maybe this might happen around Halloween time, or you both really like Halloween, or they do, something like that. Okay, we have, did I say O already? I think I did. Okay. I don't think this is a 0. I'm pretty sure, yeah, because I made all the numbers the same color so that I would know the difference. So this is an O. It's meant to be an O. We have ho. We have ho ho. I was seeing ho ho. Actually, I was seeing ho hos, like the dessert thing. Yeah, because I was seeing the scene from. Now I'm seeing the scene from Penelope. It's a really cute movie if you haven't seen it. It's an older one. It had Christina Ricci and James McAvoy in it, but I really love that movie so much. It's so cute. But there was one scene where she and her mom were fighting because she wanted to leave the house. She was cursed with the nose of a pig. It's a whole big thing. It's sort of like a fairy tale. And anyway, she wanted to leave, and her mom's like, no, you can't. Anyway, it's a whole big, you'd have to see the rest of the movie probably to understand why. I won't tell the whole story, but her mom rips a hoe. In the argument, she's like yelling at her, and for some reason she like shoves a ho-ho in her mouth, and her mom grabs it out of her mouth and like throws it on the floor, and she's screaming, that was the last of the ho-hos. I don't know why every time I can't I don't know why I saw that scene in my head. I mean, I could have just said ho-ho without seeing that scene. I don't know. Maybe I'll just cut that part out. It might not be relevant. You know what? No, I'll bet that movie is relevant, though. Maybe I'll cut out that whole big thing, but the movie Penelope could definitely be significant, or you might really love that movie if you've never seen it. I really thought it was a good one. It's heartfelt. Like, it's not just cute, and it's not just like there's some depth to it, and it has the whimsical fairy tale magic about it. There's just so, and it's funny. There's so much about that movie I just really love. So it's about self-acceptance and finding freedom and loving yourself the way you are. And it's just really nice. There's a lot of really beautiful things. I love the movie. I really do. So anyway, I've just spent several minutes talking about that. But anyway, maybe you really love it too. Or maybe you were just, so I feel like maybe someone here was asking for a movie or like thinking of what to watch or something. It might even be free on YouTube right now, so you might want to check that out. But anyway, something about ho-hos could be significant, or like ho ho ho, like Santa Claus. Maybe Christmas time, the holiday season could be significant for this connection. Maybe you might meet them during that time if you don't know them already, or although it seems like a lot of you, they already have a crush on you. But maybe you might start dating around Christmas time, or they might confess their feelings, or you might around that time. Something like that is possible. All right, and then we have something about Elf, the movie Elf, or Central Park. We have the letter Z. New York City. Okay, so that is what we've got for you, group 2. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I hope to see you guys again sometime soon. If you're new and you'd like to subscribe, we would love to have you here. I would love to have you here, and I keep feeling like I keep messing up this outro. It's harder in this group. It was easier in the first group. It's kind of funny. I don't know why that happens. Like some groups, it really is so easy, and then other groups, it's much more challenging. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you guys again sometime soon. I am sending you guys lots of love, and yeah, take care. Bye. Hi, group 3. Welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you will enjoy this reading. I hope you'll get something out of it. And all right, yes, you are the mystery. Right, you're the mystery group, the mystery crystal. We do not know what this is. I wonder if you guys are mysterious, or I don't know. But anyway, this is your crystal. We'll put her over to the side here. Oh my goodness. This entire reading, I have not seen the blue wasp. I haven't seen it in days. All of a sudden, the blue wasp is here. Okay, so that is definitely confirmation for somebody here. And I know for sure that one of you, has a connection to the blue wasps, at least one of you. So that is really interesting. But yeah, the blue mud dauber wasp, or some other sort of blue wasp, might be significant to you guys, or maybe just wasps in general. Maybe that's a sign or a synchronicity for you. Doesn't have to be, but all right. So we're going to do an energy check portion of the reading. So this is where I describe what's going on in your life right now, and if most of what I said, if all or at least a good portion of what I say sounds like what's going on for you right now, then that will be your confirmation that you are in the right place, you're in the right reading, you're in the right group. And if it doesn't sound like you at all, then you might want to choose a different group. So, all right. We've got the Ace of Cups. I just think these cards are so cool. They're embossed and they have this gold foil on them, so I want to show them to you. Ace of Cups. And unfortunately, we have the Nine of Swords here too. So I am sorry, guys, because if this group is for you, you have been going through it. Oh, and now my throat's like closing up. Wow, that's crazy. I feel like I can't talk. I feel like I can't. Okay, I feel like some of... Wow, now I'm feeling it in my heart. Holy wow. Okay. Gotta back away from that energy a little bit. I am so sorry, guys. Whoa, I am feeling it. Okay, so you're definitely going through something rough right now. I'm hearing the song Don't Speak by No Doubt. Gwen Stefani's group from the early days of her career. Don't speak, I know just what you're thinking or saying. Yeah, just saying. So please stop explaining. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. It's about a breakup, a painful breakup. So okay, I'm getting a few different scenarios here, okay? But I am getting that there has been some sort of heartbreak here. I heard devastation for some of you. So I'm very, very sorry for whatever it is you're going through, guys. But you might even be losing sleep over this, or I don't know, but it's causing you a lot of pain. We don't have the Three of Swords here, but it is feeling like that would be appropriate here as well. But something that's just, I feel like you've probably been crying a lot with this overflowing water and the Nine of Swords, and she's crying. So it's just, but yeah, they're crying here. Okay, I'm getting that you either found out. Okay, the eclipses actually could have had something to do with this, actually. I'm like the timing of this could have coincided with the eclipse, because, or at least this has been very recent. I'm getting that this is recent for you guys. I'm getting that because a lot of times things will be revealed during eclipses, or there will be like tower moments, shocks, revelations, things like that, big upheavals. All of that's possible. I'm getting maybe you found out that the person you were dating, okay. So I am getting something about cheating. Someone could have found out, you could have found out that someone was cheating on you. Again, I'm very, very sorry if you're going through that. But it looks like there was a breakup here, or like someone ghosted you. They stopped talking. Maybe you were waiting for them to message you, or maybe they were supposed to, or maybe you got stood up for a date, or yeah, I am getting, it's like the communication stopped, or you were, yeah, I just keep getting you were waiting. It's like you were waiting for this call, or you were waiting for a message of some sort, or you were waiting for someone to show up, or you were waiting for someone to confess their feelings for you. There was like an expectation here, or waiting, and then something fell through. It didn't happen, or everything fell apart, or it's like you thought everything was great. You kind of thought this was a happy thing, and then it all just like crumbled, or it fell apart, or it was revealed to not be what you thought it was, and you felt like I'm really sorry, guys. We're not going to stay in this energy too long. We're going to focus on the good things that are coming here. We're going to focus on your future spouse in a second here. But I'm getting that you are really going through it. Or another specific possibility would be, like maybe you were dating someone, or you were talking to someone, and you thought that you were the only one, and you thought that you guys were going to end up together, and then you found out that they were actually dating someone else too. They were seeing someone else at the same time, or maybe you guys weren't exclusive, but you thought you were the only person in the picture, and then then they let you know that they were not going to date you anymore, that they were going to be in an exclusive relationship with the other person. And maybe you felt kind of blindsided, or you just didn't see that coming, because you were just feeling like things were going so well, and you thought you guys were going to be together, and then it felt, then that happened. Or again, it could be any number of like cheating scenarios. I was getting maybe specifically you found a message, like maybe you found a message on their phone, or you read their emails or something. I don't know, but there was some sort of message or someone, but there was like a message that revealed that they were cheating, or something else was happening, or they were talking to someone else, something like that. For a lot of you, it doesn't have to be that specific scenario, but I was getting that for some of you. But whatever the case is, there's been some massive disappointment, something that was really heartbreaking, something possibly devastating emotionally to you. And so I'm really sorry that you're going through that. I was also seeing too that like maybe someone here was planning to confess your feelings for your crush or something like that, and then you found out like right before you were about to confess to them, or maybe as you did, you found out that they were with somebody else. That's a possibility. I'm seeing a scene, I don't know if it's actually from a movie, but I'm seeing it like a movie scene where someone's like all excited and they're getting ready to go up to the person they have a crush on, and they're outside and they're walking towards them, and right before they get to them, they see them from like across the room, or like, across a walkway, or I don't know, but they see them and they're approaching to tell them this thing, and then right before they get to them, somebody else comes up to them and kisses them or something, and they're like shattered. They're because, or maybe not completely shattered, but they're very, very sad and maybe a little heartbroken, at least a little bit, or maybe more than a little bit, because that hurts in my chest is like clench. Yeah, I mean, again, obviously if you had a relationship with this person, then the feelings would be very strong. This would be very painful. But I'm also seeing it could have even just been a crush, but sometimes our feelings can be really, really strong, even just like with a crush. But I'm getting maybe you found out like right before you were about to tell them that you had a crush on them, or you were about to ask them out, and then you found out they were interested in someone else, or actually in a relationship, and you didn't know that before. Maybe they literally just got into a relationship and you felt like you missed your shot, or something like that is possible as well. So any of these scenarios could be what was going on, or some other sort of betrayal too. If it's not like cheating, maybe there was some sort of like big secret or some big lie that was told that you found out about. That's possible as well. So, and this doesn't have to be romantic either. I was getting mostly romantic scenarios, but this could have even been with like a family relationship. It feels like a very close relationship though. So it felt stronger than friend, but if it was like a really, really close friend, then it might have been something like that too. If this sounds like your situation, then you are in the right place. And again, I'm sending you lots of hugs, guys. I'm so sorry that you're going through this. I just saw 1111. Things are going to get better. But I know it might not feel like that right now, but yeah, anyway, I'm sorry you're going through that, and I hope that I hope that the pain will ease soon. And I'm hoping that for some of you, maybe it already has started to let up a little bit, like maybe you are starting to feel a little bit better. Like maybe this was a little bit further in the past, but for others of you, this really is fresh, because I was getting something to do with the eclipses, like revealing something to you. So this could be a very recent thing for you. So if it is, I'm very sorry about that. 1221, I just saw. Okay, guys. All right. So now that that's out of the way, I'm going to clear, I'm going to clear a little bit of, use this a little bit. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. That was loud. I don't know if that helped anybody feel it any better, but the energy feels a little bit better on my end, so hopefully it did maybe help a little bit. Oops. All right, so let's find out what your future spouse does for their job, their career, what they do for money. Or, you know, your life partner or whoever it is you're asking about here. What do they do for their career? They might do more than one job, so it's possible that maybe all of the jobs they do might come out, or it could just be one of these. These could be, you know, their main career could come out, or a side hustle, something like that, or both. We've had some of both in the other groups, so. All right. Here we go. Actually, no. Sorry, for some reason it doesn't feel right. This is the group that's going to make me shuffle 6 million times. It's so strange how this happens, because it doesn't happen in every group, but there, like, a lot of times there will be a group where I feel like I just need to keep going and going. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know why that is. I just saw 1444. Okay, are we ready? Okay. What do we got here? Historical landmark. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. So, well, I mean, I guess they might work at a historical, someplace that's historically significant, someplace that's like historic, yeah, some sort of landmark, like some sort of historically significant building.
Or I actually heard park too.
So, I mean, that's really all I'm getting. I was trying to think of an example, but you know, like maybe a museum that's really old, that's in like an old house, or I was getting a bed and breakfast that's in a historical home, like a, or like a protected, or like a shop that's in a house that was historically significant, so it's like protected, something like that. Or I don't know, but it's some historical building here that's interesting. Okay, for some of you, again, this is a group reading, so this won't apply to all of you, but these are the potentials are going to be coming out here. Okay, we have bus, train, subway. Okay, that's interesting, because the first thing I saw, okay, I was seeing I think I was seeing Grand Central Station, where I was seeing like a very beautiful, you know, like historical, fancy looking train station. So for some of you, maybe they actually work at that specific place, or some other sort of historical train station or something like that, though. Or maybe they work at like a subway or a train station or bus station that's right next to a historical landmark. That's also possible. Or it could just be a bus, train, or subway that has nothing to do with a historical landmark. Any of that is possible. Okay, what else? What other possibilities do we have here for group 3? Okay, we have volunteering / humanitarian work. Okay, that's interesting. So, well, for some of you, they work for a nonprofit. I was getting something about like legal aid. So for some of you, they could specifically work for legal aid. Like they give legal advice, or they like represent people who can't afford legal representation. That's possible. It could be specifically that. They could work for some other sort of nonprofit too. Like they could be on, I heard board, like a board of trustees or something for an organization that does this sort of work. I was seeing something about like advertising for the organization. So they might specifically work in like trying to advertise to get people to donate to the foundation, or they might specifically do that, or they help run the organization. I was seeing Charity Water, and I was also seeing Doctors Without Borders specifically, so I'm not sure if they might be part of or a Smile Train I was seeing too. So, but something like that. Some sort of, or it could be something completely different than that, but some sort of nonprofit, or I was seeing a food bank too, so, or homeless shelter. For some of you, I'm getting, this is an interesting, okay, I haven't gotten this in any of the other groups. So for some of you, this person may actually not work, like for money. I'm getting for some of you, this person might either be retired and they don't need to work anymore for money. It's like they're set, they have enough, or maybe they have an inheritance or something and they have a lot of money. That's possible. And so they don't need to work like a traditional job. It's like they don't need to, they don't need to do that. Or I heard investments, so maybe they invested really well and now they're, but there's something where they might actually not have a job per se, but their job is doing something that doesn't make them money, but they have like a calling. So I'm getting, they might do a lot of humanitarian work with the money that they've made, and they might do a lot for that organization. They might volunteer a lot. They might, I heard soup kitchen, so specifically they might volunteer with the homeless, or for a soup kitchen, or anything. It really could be anything. Maybe they do multiple things. They might have multiple foundations and multiple places that they contribute to, or that they work for, or that they give money to, or somehow work for. But for some of you, they don't have to though. It's like they already have a fortune. So that's interesting. So maybe their job, maybe they did make a whole bunch of money and now they focus most of their time and attention on philanthropy. Putting their money to good use, like helping other people, which is really amazing. Okay, we have 2222. But, that probably won't be for a lot of you here, I'm guessing, because that's not the most common thing. But I am getting that. So that is coming through for someone. For others of you, there is a message where this person might not be able to work. a traditional job. Maybe they have a chronic illness or something like that, and they're not able to do that much, but maybe this won't be everyone's message, either. This won't be that common probably, but there is something about them not really having I don't know if I'm really getting that though. They might not have much of a pain. I don't know. Maybe that's not correct though. But I'm getting something about they don't have maybe a job where they are paid, but and someone supports them. Like yeah, it's like someone financially supports them, maybe like a parent or even like maybe alimony or something like that from a previous marriage. This won't be for everybody, but or they inherited, again, maybe they inherited something from a parent, something like that. Maybe they even have like a trust fund or something, but whatever the case is, they might, for some of them, they might not be very wealthy, but they might not be able to work, but it's like they still do volunteer work whenever they have any energy, or it's like whatever they do have, it's like they contribute. That's what they use their energy for. So even if they're not really able to work consistently or do anything very consistently because of their health, it's like whenever they can, they do a lot of volunteer work, or again, as much as they can. But yeah, this is the first group I've gotten where I feel like some of them actually don't have a job. So that's interesting, like not a traditional paying job. Okay, we have vacation / cruise / hotel / resort. So for some of you, they work at yeah, I heard something touristy. So, and we do have historical landmark. Maybe they work at like a famous hotel, like a like the Ritz or something like that, or yeah, some sort of famous old hotel or resort, something like that. Or they could work on a cruise ship, or they might even own vacation rentals, something like that. They might be into real estate, is what I heard. Like Airbnb, maybe they have Airbnbs, or they might even like own a hotel or resort or cruise line. I don't know. Maybe they're part owner of like, yeah, I don't know. But there's something about vacation homes or rental properties or something about real estate here. Maybe that's how they made their fortune or something, if this is someone who doesn't really have to work that much anymore, but they do, this humanitarian work or this philanthropy, but don't necessarily have like a, like a traditional. Oh my gosh, guys. Yeah, because it says house / home. Okay. Yeah, for some of you, this is like they own houses that, sorry if you can hear all that noise in the background, by the way. Speaking of. I don't know what I was going to say, but anyway, I'm going to pause for a second and see if they stop. But they might not stop, and I might just have to keep going. I don't think they're going to stop. Anyway, they could own rental rental properties, something like that, vacation homes. Or again, this could be indicating the scenario where I said they might not be able to work, or this might indicate that they mostly stay at home and they don't have much of a job. I mean, they still do some sort of work, but it's not like a job that pays them, basically. So it's like one of those scenarios.
They might also clean houses. That could be another thing. Like, they might be a maid, or yeah, it's like they might clean houses with the house there. That's what I was thinking. There's also something about decorating houses, or doing some sort of maintenance for houses somehow. Painting houses was something I got, or doing some sort of roofing, or I heard HVAC, or like heating and cooling, or plumbing, but there's something to do with like some sort of home care, or like lawn care, gardening, landscaping, something like that. Or it could even be something like pest control, or maybe they are an electrician, or something about chimneys came through for some reason too, specifically like cleaning chimneys, or doing something with chimneys, or maybe they're in construction, like they build houses, or something like that.
Or they could work from home too. That's possible. Oh, I mentioned didn't I mention a bed and breakfast at first? I think I did. Like a historical bed and breakfast. So for some of them, they might specifically do that. Maybe that literally is their home. Like they live in a historical home that they turned into a bed and breakfast. That's possible for some of you. Or something like that. Excuse me. Okay, this says cosplay slash LARP. These are so messy. I did this quickly, like I was just rushing to write these down. Well, I don't know if you call them a LARP, but it stands for live action role play, I think. And yeah, so I don't know. There's something where, okay, maybe they do something where, well, first of all, I'm seeing Disney World, so some of them could specifically work at Disney World, but or something like that. But others, they might have these live action role plays at the place where they work. Maybe I heard event coordinator, or like a event planner. So for some of them, they could be that too. Or maybe this is something that they commonly have at this property that they either own or manage or work at, that there are frequently some sort of cosplay or live action role play events there. I'm thinking of like, for instance, like a castle or something, or a chateau, or something, big. And oh wait, I have to plug in. Hang on, I have to plug in my phone. It's gonna die. I guess I should pause this. I was almost done. I was so close. Okay, hang on. All right, I'm back, but I'm sorry. The microphone is not what it was before. I'm not sure how this is going to sound, but we're so close to the end, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish it. Anyway, they could do something where like they have a property, just as an example, they have a property that a lot of people like to have like balls at, like a ballroom. Like I was seeing specifically like a Harry Potter themed Yule ball or something like that, or a Bridgerton ball, or like some sort of historical ball, or like a Halloween costume ball, something like that. But they might have a lot of things like that there. Or something to do with cosplay, or I was getting something about like a dinner theater too. I think this is it though. I think that's what I'm getting. Oops. If it's not that too, it could just be that they again, maybe they're like an event planner and they do something with cosplay quite a bit, or maybe they coordinate these live action role plays, or they're the ones that put them together, or something like that. Could also be that they sew a lot of costumes. I'm getting they might sew costumes if it's something where they work from home. Maybe they have their own business and they sew a lot of costumes. Or I was also getting something about wigs. They do wigs or costumes for cosplay. For that could be the case. Like maybe some of them make historically accurate clothing, like those 18th century ball gowns, or 18th century gowns. Or it doesn't have to be gowns. It could be like any type of 18th century clothing. Yeah. Or any era, Victorian clothing, some sort of historical clothing, or again, something to do with fantasy. I was seeing fairy wings. Like maybe they make these very elaborate, fancy fairy wings for this, for cosplay, or again, very like elaborate, complicated wigs that look like anime characters or something. I think I saw that once, that someone makes. Yeah, so maybe they do something like that. Again, a lot of these are very specific in this group, but they might even have like they might even have a YouTube channel or some sort of social media where they show the process of them making these costumes, if they do that. Or maybe they are on social media showing themselves participating, like just dressing up in cosplay. Oh, it could also be that they yeah, maybe they make costumes for themselves and they show that on social media and they make money that way.
If it's not something like that where they're making costumes, it might just be that they're like a seamstress, or they make clothes or alter. They could be like a designer, maybe. Like they do something with fashion, or they somehow make their own clothes. Like maybe they like sell clothes on Etsy that they make by hand, or something like that. Or some sort of accessory, if it's not like maybe they make bags, or even maybe shoes, or jewelry, something like that. Or something about wedding dresses or prom dresses was coming through too, so maybe they work at a shop that sells a lot of wedding dresses or formal wear, or again does a lot of alterations for that, something like that.
I'm thinking of a couple people I follow that they make 18th century clothing, and they have YouTube channels, so could be something like that. Okay, anything else? And again, they could do more than one thing too. Oops. Okay. Okay, and we have salon slash spa slash barber slash nail care place slash massage therapy place. Okay, so they could be any of these, they could work at any of these places. They could be an esthetician, they could be a massage therapist, they could be a barber, or someone who, you know, some sort of stylist, someone who does hair. And it's funny because I was mentioning something about wigs and cosplay here, and then we have something about hair coming through again. So they might do something like that, or they might do people's makeup and or hair for cosplay a lot. Or maybe they do their own makeup. They might even have like a YouTube channel or something like that where they do makeup. That's specific, but they might. Or they do nail art. They might also do nail art and show that off on social media. Or they have they might do other people's nail art, or they might do their own nails and have like a social media following because of that, possibly. This is very specific, but some of them could be ASM artists that do like fantasy role plays sometimes, like with fairies and mythical creatures and stuff like that. At least sometimes. Okay. Okay, we have theater here. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, and for some of them, did I mention that before, that this could be like the historical landmark could be a theater? I don't know, but I was actually seeing that, or like an opera house or something. But we have, yeah, movie slash play slash ballet. Some of these people, they could be dancers. They could be ballet dancers. They could be, yeah. Okay, so maybe they're part of a ballet company, or they teach ballet, or they work at some sort of movie theater or some sort of theater. They might be an actor too. Some of them might act in plays. That's possible. But it's funny, we have a lot about acting here and that sort of thing, because we have cosplay, and I was getting things about doing hair and makeup and fantasy and stuff like that. And then we have theater here, costumes. So that's really interesting. They could, and again, they could specifically make costumes for a theater, or like for ballets, for plays specifically, or they could even make costumes for movies. That's possible. Some of them might have even done that. That's really cool. Okay, we have pool slash beach slash lake slash a body of water. Okay, so for some of them, oh, we do have resort here. So for some of them, this could be like a confirmation that the hotel or resort, or their properties that they own, are near a body of water, or have a pool, something like that. Or whatever this landmark is that they work at, or wherever this theater, or if they work at home, then wherever their home is, it's near a body of water. Excuse me. Or again, if it's a cruise ship, that would make sense. Then, you know, that makes sense. There'd be the body of water there. They might even, I heard a captain. They might even be like a captain. For some of you, they could be like a captain of a ship or something. Possibly. It might not even be okay, yeah, I was actually hearing fishermen. So for some of you, they actually could work on a fishing boat, but I'm not getting that very strongly, actually. My guides are saying no, that's not likely so maybe for someone here, but it's not very likely. It's way more likely the other things that I've mentioned. I'm not getting that very strongly at all. So, but it could be. There's something about, like they could be a captain of like a yacht or something, though maybe not specifically a cruise ship, but they might take people out Or they might work on a yacht where it's not exactly a cruise ship, but they do take people out on the water and for like a tour of some sort, or just for like the day, or for at nighttime, like parties or something like that. Oops, I bumped it again. Something like that. Hopefully that makes sense. Maybe there's even something about like a theater on a ship. Oh yeah, there are plays and stuff on some cruise ships, so they might specifically act in plays on a cruise ship or do something for some sort of production, like some sort of entertainment on a cruise ship. Or again, maybe they plan events on cruise ships, or they plan events on like yachts or something like that, parties, and or they are a chef or something, maybe on one of these, have one of these. I was seeing like a private chef, so for some of them maybe they are. Oh my gosh, guys, it says party slash celebration slash wedding. Right, weddings. That makes sense. Maybe they're like a wedding planner, or again, they do something for weddings. Maybe yeah, I was getting stuff about costume making. Maybe they also, some of them might even make like wedding dresses, or they do a lot of, if they do hair or something, maybe they do a lot for weddings or other types of celebrations. Or again, there's a lot of parties, weddings, celebrations at this historical landmark that they own or work at, or resort or hotel or wherever it is. So that is really interesting. That's cool. All right. So wow, we got a lot for this group. Way more cards than the other group. I just felt that's just what I was getting. They just wanted me to get more, so that's what my guides were. There's a fruit fly. There's like a little tiny gnat that keeps hovering. It's not usually a great sign, but it's not attacking me though. It's not getting in my face. It's just respectfully hovering there, and that is unusual for it. And then when I said something about it, it flew away. So maybe that's an extra message for someone. If something has been really bothering you or irritating you recently, either a person, or there's been some sort of situation that's just really been getting on your nerves, or it's just been really aggravating, it's been really challenging to deal with, I feel like that's going to be easing up for you. It's going to be getting easier, or something's going to be resolved soon. Maybe specifically someone might be backing off if they've been getting in your space or being aggressive, or whatever it is they've been doing. I feel like they might be backing off, or again, whatever situation has been difficult for you or challenging you, they're going to be that's going to clear up and not be as much of a problem. Or yeah, I'm just getting, it's not, yeah, it's gonna get better. It's gonna improve soon. It might go away completely. I mean, that probably won't be for all of you, but because now I don't see it. So I'm just thinking, if you are dealing with something, it might things might kind of just resolve on their own. You might not have to do that much, or it's like you've done what you needed to do now, and the universe is going to help take care of the rest. Or whatever you tried, it's going to work, and then you won't have to deal with this anymore. I'm getting it will at least improve. I'm getting whatever you're dealing with will at least drastically improve, if not, clear up or go away or not be an issue at all anymore. It will at least be a drastic improvement. Okay. So that's what I've got for you. Oh, wait, hang on. I'm going to get a few extra little confirmations here if you want some extra. I mean, you probably know it's your group from the energy check, but just in case you like a little bit of extra too, kind of makes these, I think these can make it feel a little more magical when you have even more confirmation. We have the letter D, the letter S, I heard Dana. I wasn't going to get channeled names, so I heard David. Okay, we have in Damon or Damien. Okay, love. Dion or Dia, something like that. Doll. Okay, I really don't want to do Dahlia. I don't want to do that many names though, because then that always takes up a lot of time. And I'm trying to keep these a little short because I'm getting tired too, and that really takes it out of me. So, but I was getting those. Okay, we have the number 4. Virgo. So you or your person, or both of you, could be Virgos. Hello, fellow Virgos. I'm a Virgo. Okay. Happy birthday. As I'm filming this, we're in Virgo season. So, okay, we have the letter G. The letter M. I heard Molly and Monica. Maggie. May or something like that. Okay, we have spirit guides. So your spirit guides are showing up for some reason. Maybe they've been trying to send you some signs or something. We have the letter K. Or maybe they're letting you know that they're helping to guide some sort of connection here with your future spouse. Q. Oh, also with love, I feel like your spirit guides are literally saying hi and reminding you that they love you. That's what I'm getting from that. Love from your spirit guides here. They send their love. Okay, we have the number 7. So the month of July could be significant, or the 7th of a month. Something about, oh, again, the eclipse we just had was on the 7th, so that could also be a thing. Okay, we have travel/trip, which is funny because we did have a lot about like vacation and cruises and bed and breakfast and Airbnbs and things like that coming through, or something to do with fantasy, cosplay, entertainment, and then we have travel or a trip here. So I don't know, some of you might meet them when you're traveling. You might even go to one of these places. You might go to like you might meet them there, but I'm getting that's not likely. Okay, that's not as likely. Okay, they're saying maybe for some of you here, but I'm getting more that for some of you that might actually be what happens. That might be how you meet them.
Or how you did meet them if this is someone you think you've already met.
But for others of you, I'm getting that you are going to be going on a trip soon to see them. So especially for those who already know them, know your person, or were wondering if you did, then this would be probably some confirmation for you. But even if you don't know them yet, you might meet them soon. Or even if you don't. I'm still getting maybe, okay, yeah, what I'm getting is this might be long distance for some of you. It's like you'll have to travel, you'll have to go on some sort of trip, or they will have to travel to you for you guys to see each other because you don't live in the same place. Okay, we have the number 6, right? Yeah, number 6. Some of you could be 46 or 64, or you were born in 64, something like that, or you were born on the 4th of a month or the 6th of a month, or your person was, or you were born in April or June, or one of you was. We have specifically June 4th, June 7th here, April 6th or April 7th. Or you could be born in 74 or 76.
Or July could be significant.
Yeah, any of those are possibilities. Or the 4th of a month, the 6th of a month, or April or June could be significant in some other way. Like maybe one of those months was the month that you met them, something like that. Or will meet them. Or that might be the month that you see each other in person for the first time. Okay, and we also have the number 9, so September could be significant, and we are in September as I'm filming this, so maybe you might see each other in person for the first time in September, or meet in September, or talk to each other for the first time in September, confess your feelings in September, something like that, or any of these other months, you know? And I think it's interesting that I mentioned the eclipses, though, because again, we have September 7th here, and that was the date of the eclipse. So that definitely is coming through as significant for a lot of you here. So anyway, they might have even met you on the eclipse, or saw you for the first time or something like that, or confessed. I don't know, but I'm not sure. That might not be for everybody, but anyway. But there's definitely something significant about one of these months, or that date or something. Or we have Virgo here too, so some of you here definitely are born. Yeah, we have the month of September, and we have Virgo here, so some of you, yeah, that's very strong. Okay, well, that's what I've got for you, group 3. Wow, this was the longest reading. Oops. Well, anyway, thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you guys again sometime soon. I'm sending you all lots of love, and I really hope you feel so much better so soon, guys, if you are still hurting. And yeah, sending you lots of love. Take care. Bye. Hi, group 4. Welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you will get something good out of your time spent here. Thanks for spending this. Did I say thank you for spending this time with me? I can't even remember. I don't know. I guess this is one of those groups where I just can't remember very much what I just said, but just a little sound cleansing for you. All right. And now we're going to get into your card. So this is going to be an energy check portion of the reading.
And I just realized that I didn't have your crystal on your group. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know why I did that. That's really interesting. Anyway, but if you chose the prophecy stone, you're in the right place.
So I'm going to describe your energy, and if what I'm describing sounds like what's going on in your life right now, then you will have some added confidence that you're in the right spot. I always recommend that you listen to your own intuition. So if you felt really strongly drawn to this group, even if this doesn't sound like what's going on in your life right now, I would still recommend listening to your intuition above all else. But that is what this section is for, to give people added confidence that they're in the right group and that their energy is connected with this reading. So, I just saw 111. So I'm going to do that. And we're also going to get some extra pistachio confirmations at the end too. So for those of you who like that. All right. So what we've got here is the Six of Cups. Trying to show you the gold foil on the cards because I think it's pretty. Oh man. Oh, there we go. They're embossed too. They have this cool pattern on the black parts of the card too that I think are really cool. Anyway. The Six of Cups. All right. So anyway, you guys. I feel actually like you guys have... I feel like something really sweet is happening. Something... Okay, first of all, that is... Okay, there's something about this group. I feel like I can't speak properly. I keep getting tongue-tied, or I keep... And I just saw 222. Okay, so either someone... All right, I'm picking up a few things. Either someone really wants to talk to you, or they're planning to talk to you, they're planning to ask you out, they're planning to make you some sort of offer. Because I'm just, you know, he's giving these flowers to her. And I'm just, maybe some of you are literally going to receive flowers. That's possible. Either that, or it's like someone's going to give you a really big compliment, or maybe someone already did and it made you feel really good, or somebody, it's either that, or maybe someone complimented your work, or this could be romantic. But I actually am feeling romantic for a lot of you, because I feel like, yeah, I'm feeling good feelings in my chest. So I feel like this is romantic for a lot of you, because it feels like love. So, but it doesn't have to be. It could be the other one too, because this is a group reading. It's a reading for a collective, a group of people. So not every message will probably resonate for you, or, you know, so just interpret it, or, you know, just take what resonates. As long as a lot of what I say in this energy check sounds like you, and you feel like you're vibing with this, then you'll know the reading is for you. Anyway. But yeah, it feels like someone's getting ready to ask you out. Or they have asked you out just recently. Or like someone sent you flowers or gave you a gift. Either that, or you're thinking of doing this. You're thinking of asking someone out. Or at least letting someone know that you're interested in them, or this could even just be like starting a conversation for the first time with someone that maybe you've seen from afar and you'd like to get to know them better or something. 444. Yeah, for some of you, it's like you have a crush on someone and you are going to talk to them soon, or like you just did for the first time, or they're going to, or they just did, but there's something like that going on. There's definitely, but there's a sweetness to this. It's, yeah, that's just the word that keeps coming to my mind, is it's sweet. You guys are cute. That's what I'm hearing. You guys are really cute together, or you're going to be really cute together. Okay, your spirit guides are saying you guys are cute. That's just what keeps coming through. They're like, they're cute, they're sweet, they're adorable. We want them together. I'm hearing your spirit guides really want you together because you're really cute. That's nice. I don't know. I'm getting like maybe both of your, okay, for some reason I'm seeing spirit guides, like two spirit teams kind of like conversing with each other and being like, should we get them together? We want to get them together. We want to see them end up together because they're so cute. They're like, they would make such a, or like they're such a beautiful couple together, or like they're so adorable, or they're so sweet, or I don't know, but there's just something where your spirit teams are like, this would be a great match. This is, or if, again, if you guys have already started something, like you are a great match. And I don't know why I'm seeing someone's grandmother, but her in particular, for some reason, a grandmother is coming through. And she just looks really pleased about the whole thing. She's like, yeah. I heard now this is a good one. Or like, finally someone who's like, okay, this part might not resonate for everyone, but I'm hearing finally someone who's deserving, or like finally this is a good match. Like finally this is someone who's worthy of them. And I think both of your spirit teams kind of feel that way. So maybe some of you who are watching this, there's been some not so great experiences in romance in the past, and I'm just getting that your spirit team is pleased about this. Yeah, I just saw 717.
I mean, they're pleased about this new situation, not like the old situation that was bad. I just wanted to clarify.
Oh, it's cute. I don't know, but I'm just really liking this energy. So it just feels really good. For some of you, I am feeling like this hasn't quite happened yet. So I'm not sure. Actually, for some of you, this energy check might not be that helpful, because this might actually be something that happens in the very near future that hasn't happened yet. So, you might just have to listen to your gut on this. Might just have to listen to your intuition about whether this is your group, because I feel like at the time you're watching this, you might not know yet, because this might not have happened. But for a lot of you here, I feel like this is something that's just started to happen. And it looks like this has really good potential. So for some of you, you may have already met your future spouse, like, or your long-term, your forever person, or your long-term partner. It kind of feels like for some of you, maybe you just recently met them. Maybe this person is your person. They at least have great potential for it. Or again, if you haven't met anybody yet, if this is something that's happening in the near future, then this could be the one. All right. Well, okay. So if you like the sound of that, if it sounds like your situation or something that you would like to be experiencing, and sounds like a possibility for what you might be experiencing in the near future, then you're in the right place. So yeah, I am really getting for this group. Again, I'm getting like, yeah, I really just keep getting that repeatedly. Like for some of you, this is coming in the future. So again, you might not know yet if this is your group. From that energy check might not be something that's already happened. But again, I'm getting that if it sounds like something you kind of feel intuitively might happen soon, or it's something you're really hoping will happen, then that's still your confirmation that this is your group. So, okay. Now we're going to find out what your future spouse / life partner / soulmate / whatever term you want to give to them, what they do for money. All right. So these could be their main job, a side hustle, things like any of that could come out. So, or both. So, all right. Oops, I'm bumping the desk. I just got a new pair of boots, and for some odd reason, I feel the need to to tell you that. So I don't know. I feel like maybe some of you just got new boots too or something, or just got new shoes and maybe you're wearing them for the first time or something like that, or you were just shopping for shoes at like right before you played this reading or as you're playing this reading. But there's something about shoes because I just saw 1111. Yeah, I am. I'm getting something about they're over the knee boots, and I haven't I haven't had a pair of these before. I've wanted one, like I've wanted a pair of these for years, and I finally went for it, and I freaking love them. I really love them. These are going to be really fun for fall. They're like suede. For some of you, maybe you literally have the same shoes on. That's possible. Maybe you're wearing over the knee boots, or it could be you're wearing some other type of suede boot or something like that. But that could be a confirmation for you too. Or again, you were shopping for shoes, or feeling like you wanted a new pair of shoes. All right. So this first one that popped out was through or with family or friends. I wrote these out quickly, guys. This was a while ago, and so anyway, they're not the prettiest, but we've got through or with family or friends. Okay, so I feel like that whatever this person does, it seems like they work with family. So they might be part of a family business for some of you. If not, they might be in business with a friend. They might have like a business partner that's a friend, or more than one friend that they own a business with. I heard partners. So yeah, some sort of, but okay. But I'm hearing like for some of you, it's specifically a law firm, but it doesn't have to be that, but you know, that's there. Okay. We have phone call / text / letter / email / comment / DM. Okay. So I'm feeling like for some of you, they do something on the internet. Well, you know, most of us do something on the internet for work, but I'm getting for some of you, they might work at a call center, or they might be part of like customer support, something like that, because we have the phone call and the text, or they might be like a personal assistant of some sort, like a remote personal assistant, possibly, or just some sort of personal assistant where they answer emails, or they do some sort of job where they answer a bunch of emails. They could also be like a moderator or do something with social media management, because you know we have the comments and things like that. Or they could we didn't have the work online. We didn't have, oh my gosh, I said we didn't have online, and then I just looked at the bottom of the deck and it says online internet. Okay, so for some of you, they do, their job is social media, or that's at least a side job for them. But a lot of them do, yeah. So for some of you, definitely they have a social media presence. That might be something they make some money at. For others of you, they have some other sort of online job. They work remotely. Yeah, I'm hearing that obviously isn't for everyone, because again, these are all possibilities coming out. So it doesn't necessarily have to be someone who works with friends and they're also online and stuff. But for some of you, it is both. They're okay, yeah. So I'm hearing for some of you, they collaborate with people a lot, or their friends are on their social media a lot. That's possible.
It could be one of those things where like the YouTube channel belongs to more than just them. Like maybe they do a YouTube channel with their family where you know, several of their family members all do the videos together, or their friend and them do the videos together, something like that.
That doesn't have to be the case, but I was just getting something about that. But But yeah, for others of you, it's just like they work online. Somehow they work remotely. But they wanted me to mention that a lot of them have freedom with their work schedule where they can work from anywhere. So a lot of them, they are able to do that. Okay, we have bar / tavern / pub. Or it's like their work schedule is really flexible. They set their hours and so they can travel a lot. That's something I heard. So maybe for some of you, you were specifically hoping that would be the case, or maybe that's a confirmation for someone here. So anyway, bar / tavern / pub. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. Either they own a bar, a tavern, or a pub, or they work at a bar, tavern, or pub in any sort of role. You know, like they could be a bartender, or they could be a waitress, they could be, you know, like anything at one of these places, or manager or something like that. Oops. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I think this is the first time this one has come out. We have sports / competition. So, so for some of them, they're professional athletes, or they're a coach. They might also be like a teacher that's also a coach. Or they do something where they work at like a sports. I heard sports injuries. So for some of them, maybe they're in some sort of medical profession where they frequently treat sports injuries, or physical therapy, something like that. I'm also seeing horses for some reason. Like maybe they specifically work with, maybe they give horseback riding lessons. Or, I mean, this is very specific. Again, this won't be everybody's message, but like maybe they used to ride horses and they give lessons to people, or they train horses, or there's something to do with horse racing too, which I'm not really a huge fan of, frankly, but I don't know. There's something about that coming through. There's also something about like a poker, for some reason, is coming through, like poker tournaments, or something to do with gambling. Or some other sort of competition where you can win prizes, where there's money involved in it. Not necessarily a sport, but it could be some other sort of competition. I'm also seeing chess, and I'm seeing, I don't know, but I'm hearing awards. So, okay. I was also getting something about a gym. So they might work at a gym. Or I was getting something about fitness instructor, or like a personal trainer or something like that. We have banquet / benefit / ball / dance. Okay, so for some of them, they could be actually a profession. This, again, very specific. They could be a professional ballroom dancer. Or like they competed in ballroom dancing competitions, or some other sort of dance competition. Could also be that they're a dance teacher. I heard Baroque for some reason. But that doesn't have to apply to the dancing. It could be any type of dance, but I don't even know if Baroque is a type of dance, but I just heard that, so I don't know. But anyway, I also heard burlesque, so that could be the case. But this could be any type of dance. They could do any sort of dance. They could be a ballerina. I mean, it could be anything. Either that they are a dancer, or they teach dance, or both. I'm also getting that it could be like they're an event coordinator, or that's what I heard, or an event planner. or someone who works frequently at like a ballroom or a banquet center or something like that. Maybe they decorate, or it could even be that they are like a waiter, or they do catering or something for parties. And I heard proms and dances, things like that. Okay. And we have online. Okay, it did come out, online/internet. All right, yeah. So, and on the bottom of the deck, we have dreams/5D/astral travel/past life. So I'm not sure what that's about. I felt like I was supposed to show you that. So maybe for some of you, they do something kind of spiritual. Or they do something in this lifetime that they did in a past life. That's also possible, that they, I don't know, maybe they help people with astral travel, or they talk about it, or they talk about dreams, or they might, I also heard dream analysis. So maybe they do something with that. Maybe they have like a blog where they write about dream meanings. Again, that's very specific. Or maybe they like to. They could also do something with astrology. They could be an astrologer, or I heard astrocartography. They could do something with tea leaves too. Specifically, I was seeing a teacup with tea leaves. Maybe they do tea leaf readings, or they do palm readings, or they might be some sort of psychic. Or like maybe it's something, yeah, but for some of you, or they give past life readings or something, I don't know. But I am feeling like, or they talk about past lives. Maybe that's, I heard podcasts, so maybe some of them have a podcast. But for a lot of you though, maybe not a lot of you here, but for some of you, this person, but yeah, for some of you, definitely they do in this lifetime what they did in a past lifetime. It's like they're building upon the knowledge or the skill that they had in a past life. Okay, anything else? Okay, something just feels wrong, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if... Okay, we've got fair/theme park/festival. Oh, and we have acting on the bottom of the deck. Okay, for some of you, this person is an actor. Excuse me. They might act in plays, or for some of them, they might be actors that go to like Renaissance fairs or medieval fairs, something like that. Or I heard circus too. So I heard circus, or Cirque du Soleil, or so it could be like that type of circus, or maybe they act in plays. Yeah, they could be an acrobat. That's because I was seeing Cirque du Soleil, like maybe they're one of the, and we did have the sport/competition thing come out, and the thing about dance. So yeah, and I don't have a card for like an acrobat. So like maybe they do that, or like or they might do something like competitive pole dancing, or aerial silks specifically was coming up. So I think they do have that as part of things like Cirque du Soleil. But even if they're not in like a circus, they might perform somehow with, on aerial silks. I think that's what they're called. The scarf things that hang from the ceiling that people do acrobats and dance on and stuff.
Yeah, so I was getting something like that too. That's really cool. Or they might be like a contortionist or like a gymnast, something along those lines.
Also, very specific, I was getting they might work or they may have worked at some point at Disney World or that sort of theme park as one of the characters, you know, or something like that. Even if it wasn't Disney World, something like that.
I was also specifically, I was seeing stilts, like someone walking on stilts, and I was also seeing fire. There's something with fire specifically for some of you. It's like they're like throwing things that are on fire, like rings or dancing with fire. I don't know, but there's something with fire. So like if they're in a, maybe this would go along with the circus thing, like if there was some sort of act that they did, or maybe it's not even like a circus, but they have some sort of performance that they do that involves fire somehow.
Oh, I'm dropping stuff. Hang on. Oh God. Okay. Okay, we have volunteering / humanitarian work. So, this, they might work for a nonprofit, or if this is not something they do for money, I'm still getting that they consider this as part of their work because, you know, it's very important to them. So even if they don't get paid to do whatever this is, I feel like, you know, it's coming up because that's something that's very important to them. They might be a philanthropist. They might give a lot of money to, they might give a lot of money to charities or to, you know, to nonprofits, or even if it's not a lot, I'm just getting that they do some sort of volunteer work. I'm seeing pets. So for some of you, they volunteer at an animal shelter, but it could be any type. It could be any type of thing. Could be more than one thing too. They might have more than one thing that they volunteer for. Because I'm seeing a homeless shelter too. And I'm also seeing natural disasters. So I don't know. It could be one of those or all of those. But yeah. Or they do some sort of healing work. Possibly too. That's just what I was getting. Or I heard youth. They specifically, some of them specifically work with kids. And and the other card that flipped out was museum / art gallery / exhibit of some sort. So some of them could be artists. They could be artists of some sort, or they could literally live, or I said live. Well, I don't know. Maybe some of them do live at a museum, or they at least work at a museum or an art gallery or something like that. Some of them might restore artwork. I think that came up in a different group too. That's interesting. Or I'm also getting paleontology. I'm seeing dinosaur bones. So maybe some of them do something that relates to okay, maybe that's not true. Maybe that's not correct, because now my nose is itching like, okay, why the hell is my nose itching like crazy? Maybe that's a synchronicity if somebody's nose just started itching really, really badly. I don't know. That is usually what that means when I am doing a reading like this. I'll pick up on people's physical sensations sometimes for synchronicity purposes, but I don't know, maybe something to do with dinosaurs for some of you, but I'm not getting that very strongly. So I don't know. Maybe someone here did not want to hear from someone who was into dinosaurs at some point. I'm not sure. So now maybe you're thinking like, no, I don't want it to be that person. Don't worry. If it's someone you know you don't want anything to do with, then just disregard that message, because that would just not be your message, okay? That does not mean it's that person that you didn't want to hear from or something. Again, this is a group reading, you know, there's a lot of different people and possibilities here. So, yeah. Okay, though. I think that's what I'm getting. I was also hearing anthropology or something to do with archaeology. They could also be some sort of historian, where there was something coming through about writing specifically. There might, like, they study languages, or there's something to do with languages, or I'm seeing like an ancient language. So for some of them, they might study something like that. I think I'm seeing cuneiform, I think is what it's called. It's a very old written language. So that's very specific, but I was seeing something like that. Also, maybe they own a I don't know, like they own a museum, or they're they manage it, or a board, on some sort of board that makes decisions for I saw a library too, so maybe some of them might work at a library. Or there's some sort of professor, or some sort of scholar, or yeah, I'm definitely, yeah, some of them. I'm getting like they could have several. Some of them could even have like several degrees. They're very intelligent. At least somebody here. They might have like several degrees, like a PhD, maybe even like more than one or something. But yeah. And they could be a teacher for some of them. I was also hearing dean, like at a like for a college, like a university. So they might do something where they're part of like an administration for a university or a college, or some higher learning institution is what I was hearing. But like like maybe they're not a teacher specifically, but they help run a school of some sort. I was also hearing ethics board, and they might do something with research as well, some sort of research. Also, specifically, they may teach. They might give art lessons. That might be something they do for their volunteer work. They might give free art lessons to children specifically, was something I was getting, but it could be to anyone, you know? I'm getting that they could give a lot of speeches, like maybe they're, like if this is the person or the people I was picking up on that have a lot of degrees, or are like a really, really knowledgeable in their field, they might be a speaker now, or they travel around and so it might not be something where they are like a professor at one university. It might be where they like travel around and speak at many different places about the subject that they're knowledgeable about, something like that. Or maybe they have their own YouTube channel is a possibility as well, or they do more than one thing, you know? And then on the bottom of the deck, we have fitness. So some of them could be like a personal trainer, or do something to do with Oh, and we did have the athlete thing come out too, so that could be an extra confirmation for that they could do something like that. I heard bodybuilding too, so that could be for some of you. Oh, I heard nutrition too, like a nutritionist. Oh, okay. Yeah, and again, we have the theater thing coming up. Okay, and we do have ballet specifically on here, movie slash slash play slash ballet. So they could, again, they could be an actor that they could literally be an actor like on film, you know, like they could be in movies. For some of you, they could be. For others, they act on stage. And then, yeah, for others of you, they could be a dancer that came through, the professional dancer. They could be a ballet. Specifically, it could be ballet for some of you. Or, you know, ballroom was coming up too, I think. So, but it could be any type of dancing. Could even be they have like social media. And they dance there, possibly. But again, just take what resonates. Okay, we have worship slash spiritual activity. Geez, why do I keep getting this weird pressure in my chest? This group is so weird because I saw 3223. I keep feeling the messages come through, but then when I say them, I'm getting this signal like they're wrong, but I'm also getting it's right. And so it's like, it's weird. I don't really understand what's going on here. I don't know if there's just like it felt like such a great energy. So I think it'd be strange if there was some negative energy attached to this. But for some of you, I don't know, you might have some sort of like, I'm going to clear again. Some sort of X or some sort of negative energy around you guys, possibly. I know some people get stressed out when I say that. This is just confirmation, guys. If you were not aware of anything, then don't worry about this message. Then you probably are good to go. It's probably not you. It's probably someone else in the group. But if you were in this group and you were wondering, like, I just don't feel right. Is there something hanging around me? Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that. So you might want to do some extra cleanses more frequently than usual. I mean, ideally, I think we all should be cleansing our energy on a regular basis. But you guys just might want to do it more than usual. And if you're not in the habit of doing it, you might want to get more into the habit of doing that. That might be really helpful to you. Okay, yeah, so worship slash, okay, so I'm just getting, okay, for some of you, yeah, this came out in some other groups too. This person might do something spiritual in nature. I did mention something about, you know, the 5D and past lives and some other stuff. So astral travel, I think, was in there. So I think this is a spiritual person for some of you. That doesn't have to be for all of you, but they might do something like for an example, because it's easy to give an example of being like a tarot reader on YouTube or something like that. They might do something like that, or do some other sorts of spiritual teaching, or they might do like prophetic word videos or something, or maybe they like there was also something about astronomy coming through. Like I just heard astronomy or something to do with a planetarium. Or they might actually work at a church or some sort of spiritual or religious. I heard retreat, or so they might work at a place where they have a lot of spiritual retreats, or I heard a healing center too, so they might be at a healing center, or they might do spiritual healing. Yeah, because I was seeing massage therapy, and I think I mentioned something about sports injuries earlier, and I think I mentioned physical therapy. They might, first, again, it's very specific, but they might work at like a healing center where they do some sort of physical therapy, and they also offer like some more spiritual stuff too, like Reiki, and maybe also do yeah, I'm getting something about acupuncture too. Acupuncture and acupressure. I was also getting something about paranormal activity. Maybe they're like a paranormal researcher. They do something like that. This
I'm not sure if this, or like a, yeah, like maybe they're a paranormal investigator. They might cleanse people's houses of like negative entities or negative energy. They might be like a ghost hunter, or well, that kind of goes along with paranormal investigation, but yeah, there's something about that. Or there could be, maybe this person does a combination of things, and yeah, some of the people here, it's like several of the things I've mentioned, they do all of those things. But for others of you, it's just like one or the other. I'm not sure if you can make a lot of money doing paranormal investigations. I guess some people do. So I'm not sure if this is maybe like a side hustle, or I don't know, but this is really interesting. Or maybe they make like I heard gear, or they make some sort of like maybe they sell maybe they even develop technology, or they develop something that you would use, or they sell something that you would use in paranormal investigations. That's possible for some of them. Doesn't have to be the case, but there's also something about telescopes, like making telescopes, or I know that's very specific, but maybe someone does make telescopes, or they sell telescopes, or they work on a telescope. Like they could be a like an engineer, or someone who repairs. I'm seeing like a huge telescope, like one of the really, really big ones. So I don't know if they might, I guess someone must have to do maintenance and repairs on those. So maybe they do something like that, or some other sort of really big machinery. They fix it, or do maintenance on it, or something like that. Or they help build those or something. Wow, that's really cool. Okay, I also heard film, like they might develop film, or they help repair cameras, or again, they like make cameras, or they do some sort of maintenance on cameras. Or they, I mentioned an actor, but they could also do something else with film. So if they're not an actor, then maybe they're like an animator, or they might be a director, or a producer, or somehow they work on a movie set, or if they do something with a movie or TV show or something, but they might not be an actor. If that, hopefully you know what I'm saying. Like any other sort of job that has to do with film production. Yeah, yeah, I'm getting that too. I was seeing masks, like monster. I don't know. I was seeing like special effects, and I was also seeing like makeup, like paranormal creature makeup, like something you would see in like a vampire show or movie, or werewolves, or something like that. But I was also seeing aliens, so specifically. Also, this person could talk about UFOs, or they might talk about UFOs, or aliens, or star seeds, or something like that. Extraterrestrial type things. Or they might talk about life on other planets, or exploring whether there is life on other planets, or something about, I already mentioned astronomy, or something to do with I think astrophysics came up in another group too, I think. If not, well, I thought it did. Or was that another reading I did recently? Anyway, I'm getting something about that too. Or some other sort of physics, like quantum physics. I'm seeing Bigfoot too, but I don't know why. They could be some sort of tour guide. I was getting maybe they're I was specifically seeing tours outside, but they could do any sort of tour. I was also seeing camping and like maybe they teach people how to like survive. Like a survivalist, is that what, or a survival expert? I don't know. On like they might teach people how to live in the wilderness, or something about camping, like they take people out into the wilderness, or I don't know, but there's something about that. Or maybe they're like a park ranger, or yeah, maybe a park ranger or something like that. I was seeing camouflage, so I guess that if it's not something outside, it could be like they could be a soldier too. They could be in a military. That's a possibility as well. I just went on a big, huge, long rant, guys. So I don't know if that's your energy or there's someone in your energy that is just not. It's not right. It's not a good feeling energy. It's definitely not like a benevolent energy. There's somebody, you've got some, or at least some of you do. If you're not aware of any sort of negative energy around you, then this just wouldn't be you. This would be someone else here in the group. So don't worry about it. If you're, this is not to alarm you, or, this would be like a confirmation for someone who already was sensing that something like this was going on. Won't be for everyone here. You've got some haters here, or you just have some people who are not your friend. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry you're surrounded by that, or that you have that going on. I don't know, for some of you it could be work or even family, but whatever it is, I'm sorry that you're going through that, and I hope that I hope this person will leave you alone soon, or that you'll be able to create like a lot of distance with them, or very firm boundaries, and that those will be respected. I feel like your spirit guides have your back, though. That's something I feel like I need to say. It's basically like any of your haters or any enemies that try to come at you, they won't be able to get far, because you have a very strong spirit team. And if someone actually tries to harm you, or actually really tries to do something, it's like there's a line. And if they try to cross that, they're not going to be able to, basically, or, something will happen that they're not going to be happy about. So, and they won't be able to go any further than that. They won't be able to, I don't know, even if it's not that something unpleasant happens to them, there's still going to be some way that they'll be blocked, and they won't be able to get to you, basically, or they won't be able to do that much. I'm hearing rattle the cage. They might rattle the cage and seem like they're going to be able to come at you, but they're not actually going to be able to do anything. They might try. Even if they try, though, they will not get anywhere. They won't get far, that's for sure. You are heavily protected. Okay. Well, I guess that was an extra little message. We're going to get a few little pistachio shells now. Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay. Got a lot of them coming out. The first thing that popped out here, oops. It is the letter O. It's funny, though. I thought it was a C. So if you were hoping for the letter C, I feel like there is supposed to be a C here for someone. Okay, we have earth spirits. Spirituality. For some of you, this person, either you or this person, there's something to do with fairies or elementals or some sort of earth
Spirit. Okay, we have video / movie. So again, that's coming through. Okay, so again, some of you they could be on social media, or you could, they make videos, or they could be literally an actor in movies. But we've got secret admirer. So this person could be your secret admirer, or you were theirs, or you both were each other's secret admirers. We've got spirit guides. Yeah, your spirit guides are very much supporting you right now, guys. I feel like maybe some of you really need some extra support right now, and they're letting you know that they do have your back, and they are always there trying to help you. So the letter X. It's funny, I don't know why I heard that, but I heard your spirit guides, they never leave you, but they're only allowed, it's like they're only allowed to do certain things. I heard simulation, and I also heard they have to let you play the game. That there are like certain ways, I think they mean life, and there are like certain things that were planned ahead of time, or there are certain things, certain rules, or certain things that have to play out a certain way, or only so much that they can do in certain circumstances, because this is the way the game is set up. That's what I was hearing. Or maybe this means something different to you, but they're saying they're always with you, though. In any way they can help you, whenever they can. In any way they can, they do. Okay, letter N. They do as much as they're allowed to. And I'm hearing you agreed to this. I'm also hearing, no, I didn't. So that's interesting. Maybe some of you, again, I'm sorry if you're going through some stuff, or you're feeling like, no, I don't know exactly what I'm picking up on, guys, but your guides are just saying they do as much as they can for you. They are. Okay. We have the zodiac sign Cancer. And the letter H. I heard hidden, or Hida, or Haida, or something like Heidi. I don't know. Hida keeps coming through, or I don't know if I'm getting that right, but it's something similar to that, or HIPAA, or Pippa, maybe? I don't know. We've got G, Hiddleston, or Hiddle. I don't know. I wasn't going to do channeled names, but something like that was coming through. Okay, we've got passed on loved one. Some of you might be a medium, or this person might be. Or again, I mentioned a grandma was coming through earlier, or some of your, spirit team could be passed on loved ones. So I feel like we're getting more confirmation of that there. We've got the letter J. Your passed on loved ones are with you as your spirit guides. We have Taurus. I'm hearing, I will always be with you. Okay, we have the number 3. And I'm seeing the Lion King for some reason. I'm seeing, I think I'm seeing Mufasa. Okay, it has been more than 20 years since I have seen the Lion King. So I actually can't remember it that well. I feel like some of you are like, how could you go that long without seeing the Lion King? I don't know, guys. I'm sorry, but I haven't seen, it wasn't my absolute favorite. Okay, as a kid, I know it might be shocking to some of you, but I was kind of sensitive, and it would make me really upset. I got really upset when when Simba's dad died, and it was kind of scary to me because I was very little when I watched it for the first time, and it was very upsetting. And so that just wasn't my favorite. I liked the Little Mermaid, although again, it's kind of embarrassing. It was kind of scary for me because Ursula scared me. I mean, it was kind of, if you're little when you're watching it, okay, I was a 90s kid, okay? Like, don't judge me. It just kind of, but I liked the Little Mermaid though. But I got really upset, with the death of, it was Mufasa that died, right? I think oh God, that's sad that I can't remember that. But I'm seeing Mufasa's face in the sky. Did his spirit visit Simba to help guide him or tell him that he was with? Okay, I think this is just a very roundabout way of telling you again that your passed on loved ones are with you, or your spirit team are with you. Oh, but no, but I feel like the Lion King probably does mean something to someone here too. That's like an additional message or confirmation. Like maybe this person really loved the Lion King, or you watched it with them, but there might be something about that. Okay, we have the letter Q. And we have crush and air. Okay, so for some of you, either you or this person could be an air sign. Yeah, we have air signs: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, and Cancer. And these could be your sun, moon, rising, or, well, yeah, I would go with like sun, moon, rising, or like a stellium or stellium. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I've heard it both ways. Okay. But yeah, definitely there is someone who has a crush on you right now. And you might have a crush on each other. So that's cute. All right. Well, I think that's what I've got for you. I think that's it, guys. I think this is the end of this reading. If you're still here, thank you so much for being here, and I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys again sometime soon. I am sending you all lots of love, and yes, remember to cleanse your energy extra right now. If you have been feeling like there's something off in your energy, definitely make sure you cleanse more than usual. We just had an eclipse, and we have another eclipse coming up. Well, actually, that eclipse has now happened because it took me so long to get this to you guys. But yeah, so the eclipses are, at least this eclipse season is over for now. But yeah, it was strong. There was a lot that happened, I think, for a lot of us during this eclipse season. And this is a time of some very intense energy. It's not just the eclipse. There's some other astrological things going on, and it's just a lot, guys. So, I mean, you could probably look around and sense and feel and see that there's a lot going on. But yeah, there's a lot going on in the plant, for the astrologically, there's a lot going on. And we've been having geomagnetic storms pretty regularly. And those have also been, those can also be difficult for sensitive, especially for sensitive people. It tends to affect us a lot. But even if you're not that sensitive, it can still affect, it affects everyone's body to some degree, especially when they're strong ones. So, anyway, take good care of yourselves. And I hope to see you guys again sometime soon. Sending you lots of love. Take care. Bye.